What's up, y'all? I'm here to vlog about Braxton Family Values, episodes 1 through 3. Yeah, episodes 1 through 3 because I missed it. Well, I missed vlogging when it came on, when it debuted on March 14th. So I'm going to just catch up. And I'm going to talk about last week's episode because the new episode comes on tonight at 9. So, first episode, it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's when they were in Italy. Yes, they were in Italy. Um, Tamar couldn't go because she was working and everything in New York. So the girls are in Italy and they're, having fun. Tracy got her ass pinched by an Italian guy and she was excited. But they were talking about the fact that Tamar wasn't there, and for some reason they all have beef because, I guess Tamar, like, recent success has brought like a lot of tension between the ladies, and they all felt some kind of way. They felt like she could have made time to come to Italy, and Trina was like, well, I made time to come or whatever, and I'm like, well, I mean, you did Party or Go Home, and that single did pretty okay, but I don't think it made it to iTunes. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But I don't think her single didn't do as good as Tamar's has been doing. Like, Tamar's Love and War single has been it's been number one on iTunes. So, but anyway, so they're in Italy and they're discussing that. And when Tony finally met up with them, they had like a little birthday thing for Tawanda, and Tony tried to spell Tawanda's name in Italian, and it was a fail. Like, they were making fun of it. I think her name was Canananda or something like that. Something weird. So they had that, and they were still discussing the whole problem with Tamar or whatever, and Tawanda seems to be the one that has like the biggest problem out of them all. So they kept saying that they were gonna try and sit and discuss, you know, what's going on, how they could fix things. So, in the midst of them being in Italy, Tamar's in New York, and she's all over the place promoting, Love and War, doing her thing. So that was basically episode 1. I'm not going to go into full details of that. So the second episode was when they went to Canada for Tony's, she was doing a movie. She was filming a movie, and I believe the movie was Twist of Faith. That's the movie that came out on Lifetime in February. So she was filming that movie, and all of them were able to come. Tamar, Miss E, everybody was able to come. So Tamar was hoping to just have sister time. Maybe they could bury the hatchet, see what the issue is. But the whole time they were there, it was like cliquish. Like, it's like Tracy, Trina, and Tawanda were over here. Tamar was over here. Tony was doing her own thing. But then when she did join, she was like, neutral. Like, she was in the middle. She wasn't really sure what was going on. So while Tony was filming her movie, they went like, sightseeing or whatever. So the girls, they had like a little tension there. They were trying to enjoy the scenery, enjoy the activities, but Tamar didn't really want to participate because she was afraid of heights. They had to walk across this wobbly bridge, but the lady said the bridge was strong enough to hold 96 elephants. Tamar wasn't trying to hear that. So they're doing that or whatever, and they're, having fun or whatever. It was one point in the show, this had me dying, when the lady said something about like the tree is like fertilization. I think they reuse it. And they told Tamar, you should touch the fertile tree. Maybe you'll get pregnant, whatever. And then they came out of nowhere to some, touch the fertile tree, touch the fertile tree. Here come Tamar to some, she don't need it. She don't need it. She got 4 kids. She don't need it. I'm like, you know what? They have issues. Like, but the one thing you can't say about the Braxtons is, like, they have the ability to make a song out of anything. They are hilarious, but it was good for that one moment to see them acting like their old selves, like, despite the bickering and the fighting. But getting back to the bickering and fighting, they went for drinks or whatever, and Tamar, Vince, and she said her glam squad was there. So when they were there, Tracy, Tawanda, and Trina came to the restaurant, and next thing you know, they basically caught an attitude because Vince was there and stormed out of the restaurant. So Tamar's wondering, like, what the hell is wrong? So they left, and whatever drinks they ordered or whatever that was on the table, they left it there. So Tamar took a picture of it, sent it to Mama Evelyn, and was like, what's wrong with this picture? Like, why did they leave? So Tamar was like, I didn't know that you guys wanted to have sister time. If you did, then I wouldn't have told Vince to come. But she said when Vince was there, he wasn't even at the table. So, later on she met up with Miss E, and Miss E was like, y'all need to fix whatever is going on. Y'all are acting silly. This is ridiculous. So after Tony, I guess, caught a break in her filming for her movie, they went blueberry picking. Tamar didn't want to come. So Tony calls Tamar and she's like, why didn't you come with us blueberry picking? And Tamar's like, she said something about she couldn't get in the morning or something like that. But she said she'll be home, since Tony will be home Wednesday, she'll see her Wednesday. So she left Canada, if I'm not mistaken. So, that made Tony feel a certain type of way. And Tawanda was already like, well, this is typical Tamar. I don't know why you expect any different from her. It's typical her. So Tony is just like, we need to just stop this. This is petty. We need to just talk. So, they had dinner or whatever. Tamar wasn't there. And, I guess they decided when they get back home that they were gonna, discuss what was going on. And it's just like, it's a big mess. Like, they're like arguing over, it's petty. To me, it just sounds like jealousy. Like, it sounds like the sisters are jealous of, Tamar and her success. And I mean, even though they say they support her, I do feel like they're a little bit jealous of Tamar and, her success with Love and War. So last week's episode, Tamar was doing press for Love and War still. She was on Anderson Cooper. She was doing interviews here and there. So Tawanda and Trina meet up and they're talking about the argument with Tamar and hoping that they could resolve it. And, they just feel like they're just left out from her success. They feel like she's accomplishing all these things, but she's being real secretive about how she's going about it. So they're saying maybe they need to go to Dr. Sherry for family counseling. We all know Dr. Sherry is a good counselor for them. So I guess they scheduled that up or whatever and see how that goes. So Tony had like a little, event where she was honoring Barry Manilow. And everybody was able to make it except for Tawanda and Tamar. Tamar was still promoting, and Tawanda had to tend to her daughter. So they're there, and Tony's honoring Barry Manilow. She sung her I Heart You song, and then she sung one of his songs. So, that went pretty good. It was a pretty good, little concert. Tony still got it. She ain't gonna never lose it. So then, Tamar's still doing her interviews, and they're asking her questions about Tony. Well, not really asking her questions, but they were like, you sound a lot like Tony in your song Love and War. And, Tamar's like, well, I don't really mind when people ask me about Tony because we're sisters. And, she set the bar high. I'm proud of her. I can just only hope to, be on her level of greatness or whatever. So, her interviews were going good until she got interviewed by Jack Thriller. Now, the first time, because I had to rewind it, but the first time I saw this episode, I wasn't really paying attention to the backstory of why Jack Thriller eye was like how it was. So when I happened to look up at the TV, I'm like, what the hell? First of all, dude looked like this. If you could see my eyes, this eye was straight. This one was moving like crazy. So I'm like, what the hell? Come to find out, I guess he's friends with 50 Cent, and he said, when 50 Cent got shot, he lost his eye in the process. So he had a glass eye with a reverse pupil looking thing, and they're just sitting still, but this eye was just going. And I'm like, dude. But he was real humorous about it, but I'm like, man, It's a good thing you told that story, because I would have had jokes galore. So, so moving on. So Trina, Tracy, and Tawanda are having lunch or whatever, and they're talking about Trina's ring, because Trina got remarried to Gabe, and Trina said she found out that the ring that Gabe gave her was fake, and he lied about it when he proposed to her. Red flag, red flag. Why did you remarry him? See, he's starting already. So they they were discussing like going to like shop for new rings for Trina because she needs it, and they were talking about Tawanda, and they were like, are you still sleeping with Andre? Tawanda hesitated to answer, so we all know that answer is yes. So, after that, we finally get to Tamar doing her video for Love and War. And I mean, the video was pretty nice. Like, a lot of people were saying that they wish she would have did like more acting as opposed to like just beauty shots. But I mean, the video was nice. Like, I don't know. I don't really care too much for the video, like, but I like the video. Like, I guess I get the concept of what Tamar was trying to say through the video. But I mean, I like the video for the song. I mean, Love and War is a beautiful song. If you haven't heard it, you need to go YouTube it, whatever. Go on the WeTV channel, the website. Listen to the damn song if you ain't listened to it yet. And for those of you who have listened to it a million times, that is a beautiful fucking song. But anyway, moving on. So she's filming the video, and while she's doing that, the ladies are waiting with Dr. Sherry for her to finish. So while they're there, Tony was like, Dr. Sherry was like, I know we're missing Tamar. And Tony was like, yeah, she's working. Here come Trina. Trina's like, yeah, but we're all doing something. We're all doing big things. It's not just Tamar. And I'm like, y'all sound so bitter. Y'all sound so jealous. How y'all gonna be mad at the girl? Y'all want her to grow up. Y'all want her to do this, that, and the third. Now that she's trying to grow up and spread her wings, everybody has a problem with it. So, they were just hoping to mend the relationship, get it back together. And before Tamar got there, they were talking about the whole situation. And, Trina is basically asking Mama Evelyn, how do you feel about it? Mama Evelyn can't never give a straight answer. She got to give a lecture as her answer. She can't just say yes or no. And that frustrated Trina. So Trina was going back and forth with Mama Evelyn. And I'm like, ooh, Trina, you sure you want to do that? She want to slap the piss out of you? So, they're going back and forth. And Trina is just, Trina just feels like she needs to have an opinion. Like, she needs to, like, stop playing neutral and have an opinion. Like, right is right, wrong is wrong, have an opinion. So Tony was just saying, like, when Tamar comes in, don't attack her, because when we had the intervention for Trina felt attacked. Don't do the same to Tamar. So Miss E left because they felt like it wasn't appropriate for her to be there. So Miss E left, Tamar came in. This is where it gets, the nitty gritty. So, they're talking about their issues with her, and they're like basically frustrated. From what it sounds like, the main issue is that Tamar, I guess they got into an argument around the time that I guess Tamar announced that she was getting her spin-off show, Tamar and Vince, and something happened to where Tamar said something to the effect of, fuck the Braxton family values, I ain't working with y'all no more, blah 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 blah. But this is like one of their many arguments that they have where like it's like a bunch of different personalities that can't mesh, at one point. Like, at like to get something going, like an event going. So Tamar is basically like, yeah, I said that because, at the time something happened. I can't really remember, but at the time something happened, and in the heat of the moment, she said that. She didn't mean it, but, their feelings was hurt. So, and they also feel like, Tamar feels like she could say whatever she wants to about their husbands. When they say something about Vince, she's ready to go off, which is what I said. I said this first season because Tamar Tamar got pissed at Tracy. I won't. I'll never forget it. It was one of the episodes of season 1. You could go back and watch it. She got pissed at Tracy for saying, you know, something to the effect of, you and Vince y'all haven't been married that long, so you like, yeah, you don't have any real issues yet, but you will. That's all Tracy said. Like, that was, if I'm not mistaken, I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but I do remember them having that kind of conversation. But when Tracy said that, Tamar went off. So and Tamar going back and forth arguing, whatever. So, but it's like that whole season 1, season 2, I'm pretty sure somewhere along season 3, she always got something to say about their husbands. And I mean, I agree, that's not fair. You being a hypocrite, like, that's not fair. And I mean, out of all of the girls, Tamar has the best relationship with her husband. She does, let's be honest. But at the same time, Tamar can't feel like she could voice her opinion and say whatever she want to say to people and not expect for that in return. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. So, I mean, that's how they feel. I mean, I get that. But honestly, I feel like everybody is jealous too. I'm going to be honest. Tamar feels that way too. She says she feels like all of the girls are jealous of her success because she's pursuing her solo career. I feel like they're jealous too. Because it's like every time something was going on, they were always like, well, Tamar's a diva, Tamar's this, Tamar's that. But my thing is, y'all, the girl been saying she want to be a solo artist since Braxton Family Values aired 2 years ago. She's been saying this. So why is everybody so surprised and upset and uptight that this is what she's doing? But I guess, like I said, Tamar getting flip out the mouth saying what she's saying brought on this whole argument. At one point in the meeting, it looked like Tracy was going to punch the shit out of Tamar. They was like this close to each other. I'm like, oh my God, it was crazy. So that was episode 1 through 3 to review. And I mean, tonight's episode look like it's still going to be good. It looks like, because I know at one point at the end of last week's episode, Tony stormed out of the meeting because I forgot what was said that set Tony up, but she stormed out and everybody else stormed out. Like, they basically didn't get anything resolved. So tonight will be a continuation of that. I vlog about it then, and like I said, I have some stuff to catch up on still, but I'm going to knock it out because I got reunions for Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, just reunions all around, and season finales and all that to catch up on. But I will. But I just wanted to do this tonight, get this out the way, and I'll be watching episode 4 tonight. Vlog about it as quick as I can. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching. Later.